Morning.
Let's go. Episode number 14 of Bob and Frank. What are we doing today? Same thing we do every day. Trying to figure out minor hockey development.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, we're at early stages of the season. We've both had a tournament. We've both had exhibition games. It's time for a recap. Question comment of the day. This goes up to you first, Grego. Then we'll send it down to the comments. The start of the season. What is number one thing you need to influence the kids to do? What's the number one thing that you need to make sure everyone's on the same page with your team?
That's a good question. With our team, it's going to be what we're going to show you in some videos later. I think that's it's not just one thing. It's not just one thing. There's lots of things, but I think one thing that the coaching staff of Niagara North have done really well over the last few years is they've really instilled the wall pinch from the D and more specifically, more importantly, the F3 support, which is usually a centerman. And I'm blown away. Yeah.
Niagara,
yeah. Write it
F3.
Down. Try and stop us. Write it down. It's amazing. It's amazing how they've done a great job. This team is really dialed in with that kind of thing. So that's my answer, but there's a lot more answers for sure.
For sure. I'd say with Whitby, it's all about pressure. Just applying nonstop forecheck pressure. Yeah, the dogs are out. Back pressure, just being hard on pucks. Like that was, I mentioned in the last episode, first day of training camp, it was just pure battles. Just tried to set the tone that is the message. That's how we're going to play. Might be in the penalty box a little bit more than usual. But
just writing undisciplined here. Whitby, undisciplined. Sorry, go ahead.
And if there's a secondary thing to that, passing, give and goes, move the puck.
I thought your question, that's good. You've gone in a more of a direction of when you say passing, like skill, really, and when you say the vicious dogs, more of like not a culture. What's the word? An identity or whatever. Yeah. That's cool. I thought the question was more what system needs to be in place for your team at the start of the year, but I get both are good.
That's part of it. That's 100% part of it. Which again we're going to get into, but I'd like to think that if the
dogs are barking,
no, just like somebody walking by the rink watching our team play for a period, I'd think that they would get a snapshot of pressure. Our team forcing the other team into turnovers, making them panic and give the puck away because of forecheck pressure, because when their star players are trying to go through a bunch of toe drags, we have a lot of back pressure on them. And I think that is our team's identity.
Relentless 100%. Dogs. I love it.
100%.
The Whitby Wild Dogs.
Love it. So yeah, with that being said, is there anything that you wanted to talk about with how you established that? You kind of mentioned Niagara's done a great job with their F3 helping out pinching defensemen and those positions. Is there anything that you noticed at the start of the year at practice to help them execute that?
Yeah. Excuse me. There's some drills where they have routes. It might just seem like your typical drill. Like in another practice, it might be a flow drill, but you tie it in with the route in this drill is the route that your position needs to this is the route you need to take in the game. So let's say the drill is like a classic, this is not a drill we've done, but the horseshoe, for example, this is something everyone can relate to. Let's say the winger has a certain route when it's his turn to go in the drill. The defenseman has a certain route when it's his turn in the drill. The center has a certain route. So I think that's a great idea, which our coaches have used. Not with this drill. I don't even know how that would make sense, actually. But the point is of giving each player a different role, and then instead of doing a mindless flow drill, almost putting those routes and roles into place and reminding them as they go, like, hey, Spencer, you're a centerman, your route is supposed to be here when you do this drill. So I think that's really helpful. Just lots of reps of skating certain patterns.
Yep, love it.
Mm-hmm.
I did something similar at the start of our camp. I know first day we mentioned doing battle drills, but the second day was all structure. And the very first thing I wanted to implement, I don't know if you want to pull up the clever whiteboards.
Yep.
One of the first things I did was, and I actually did this on both sides. So there was a couple of bingo dabbers. Maybe I'll just do it like this. I did a couple bingo dabbers in these positions, did a couple bingo dabbers in these positions, and I put 6 players in. So 1 player at each dot.
Mm-hmm.
And player at the net front on the whistle would wheel around up the boards.
Yep.
Player on the whistle here would skate backwards into the slot, and player at the top would bolt to the net.
Love that with bingo dabbers.
Yeah, it helps them space out. I think it would be too tight if you just kind of let them freewheel it off the hop. So just putting a couple of markers on. But again, 6 guys are going here, so it is a pretty high tempo drill to be running that in both ends.
Mm-hmm.
But got the players rotating the way I wanted to. After they've done, say, like 6 rotations or 6 whistles, you can throw a puck in the corner and have them take a quick shot. Especially if one line's going faster than the other, you can chip a puck in to, say, the red corner, and the red guys get to shoot.
Mm-hmm.
The green guys have to continue rotating. You chip a second puck in for the green guys, they shoot, and then 6 new guys jump in.
Mm-hmm.
But anyhow, the main message is trying to get here in Ontario. This would be like, I don't know, just going to say the 401 express lane, but maybe more like the 407, just going 140 down up and down the highway. Trying to send the message to when we have possession of the puck, we want 2 players in the middle of the ice.
Okay.
1 player at the net, but another player up top. And I think what I'm going to show in the next couple clips is that 1, being in this position is really good for defense, and I think we're going to see that in your clips too.
Sure.
But 2, they're also in a great scoring position to receive a pass.
Mm-hmm.
After we went through some different rotations and introducing the movement of the puck while you rotate through those 3, really easy game is throw a couple bingo dabbers down. There's 3 green players, 3 red players. Whoops, didn't mean to draw the second one there. 3 red players. And in this drill, it teaches you that you go from a battle. Let's say you even have like all 4 guys in this battle.
Yeah.
As soon as the puck gets passed to the outside, you have to go back and occupy a high slot and net front position.
Mm-hmm.
So the players that are on the outside here, they're designated passers. They have to feed high slot or net front or shoot. If green was to win the next puck battle, they have to pass to their designated passer, and you're trying to get open in those 2 positions again. So not only are you kind of introducing it with like something very simple and high tempo that's almost like a conditioning skate when we had those 6 guys on the ice, then you can kind of progress it to something that reinforces the positions. And, all the kids are going to have a time playing a designated passer, small area game, and scoring some goals.
And you put dabbers on that one too.
Sometimes I do. Sometimes if they know the drill and I just say dot line. But yeah, if no one's seen the drill, I'll throw a bingo dabber down.
Nice.
I think it helps in the explanation.
Mm-hmm. I love the bingo dabbers in your cycle conditioning drill there.
Yeah, I'll draw like a little dabber with an arrow, and I'll put sometimes I'll put a line to say stop at the net type of thing,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll also put a curving dabber to remind them that like you go behind the net first and then accelerate up the boards.
Mm-hmm.
You don't just make a beeline to the half
Right.
wall.
Right. Right.
And then this one, I'll draw the bingo dabber, and I'll do a little squiggle to remind them that it's a backward acceleration.
Right. It's yep. And did you get to reps with that with the puck, or you just
For
dialed in
sure.
the
So
conditioning?
with the puck, half wall would have the puck. And I actually really like to do a drill where they throw it around the net, and now this player makes a side change.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So this player's now up in the high slot. This player's gone to net front, and the player that retrieved the cycle, when they throw it the puck back behind the net, this player scoops it up and does another side change. And uh,
Shift.
yep. Sometimes I'll say like you got to make 3 cycles behind the net, and then as soon as you retrieve the third one, you can pass to the player in the high slot or pass to someone who's driving the net.
Once it goes behind the net there, the switching is pretty tricky for the young guys to know who's going where.
Yeah, I patience is required, but at the same time, they can get the hang of it.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
Especially gone through the right progression. I've had some good success starting off with that acceleration drill,
Right.
and yeah, kids start to get the hang of the positions and get the rotation. But yeah, you're right. Side changes, sometimes it does get a little mixed up. I actually have a good clip with some side changes. Do you want to go through yours first, or do you want
No, no.
to?
Let's carry on here. Stay on the theme.
Okay, so I think this one's a good one with a side change.
Okay, you got your two guys in the 401 pretty much.
Yeah. Maybe just watch the whole clip here, and I'll go back and go through a couple details of it. So, right at the start of the clip, let's see if this works well. Right at the start of the clip, when we get possession, I love that we have one player that's, identifying we got to get in the middle of the ice. Right now, we have net front.
Yep.
Once this puck goes back to the point, there's a bit of a fumble here, but we don't have a perfect net front right here. It'd be great to be screening it,
Yep.
but it is nice that, when you're stacking the 401 here and a puck, this is a really common play that a defenseman shoots the puck around the boards.
Yep.
That now we have two players going to go and hunt the puck. And this play does end up being a side change. We do want our player in the back to kind of come up a little bit higher here.
Yep.
You can see we ended up at the net front, but now Lukey's reloading back at the top. Overall, I am happy that once this puck's going to the point, once this puck's gone to the point, we are in a great position that if we lose the puck, we're ready to play defense. And then at the same time, as soon as this puck is shot in for the side change, we can afford to attack because we're going to trust that this player is gonna reload. Again, it's not a perfect rotation as our forward goes to the front of the net. But again, out of this battle, as soon as this play is made, we do have this player that's ready to reload and play defense.
Awesome. Great clip.
There's one getting in those positions. Love that. What do we got here?
Let's see right here. Yeah, Niagara North. Okay, play it back a bit.
Yeah, I like the buffer on this one.
Yeah. So puck gets dumped. We got a forechecker. And then you can see on the far right as well, there's a second guy deep.
1, 2, pressuring.
And our third guy is our centerman. And he is not going to jump the gun and go chase this puck. He's actually not even going for this puck when it gets skated up the wall because he's so dialed to the fact that our defenseman is going to jump on any pucks that get thrown up the wall. So it's pretty awesome. Like these kids have done it for years. Their coaches have done an amazing job. I'm a new coach on the team. Defenseman has green light. This puck's getting sent up the wall. He's sprinting down to try and stop it. And this guy's going to cover him. the F3. And just like you were explaining in your drill about that high position on the 401, how effective it can be defensively as well, right?
Yep. Love that your D can trust their teammates to go and sprint down the boards, and they know that they're going to be covering like that. That's a great clip.
It is.
Okay, another one I got here. It's not incredible. Like right now, we're painting the walls with all three. We shoot it back down, and we did quickly get back into our net front position, which is nice. One thing that I've mentioned, your F3 guy is in good position to steal pucks. But if you want to go and it's one thing to play U7 hockey and dangle end to end, but if you want to be able to make good moves, it really does come from hunting pucks when the other team's trying to break out. So let me use this buffer again here. Whoops. We're okay? Okay, my screen was flipped. When we have this puck that's shot back down the wall here, we do have our third forward is below their centerman and their wing. So they have three above us right now. Keep in mind, this player here, he might be the fastest player in the country, so we can maybe afford to make a bit of a mistake here.
No big deal.
But when they're trying to break out, for us to be able to get back, get our sticks in through the hands.
Stick left.
This is a great way to create scoring chances. And I try to remind the players on our team, because there are still lots of players at U10 that want to carry the puck. They want to beat guys one-on-one. The best way to do that is when you're taking on unprepared defenders.
That's right.
So if you're hunting pucks and you're able to go and get your stick in, that's a great way to create scoring chances. Could have buried one there, end up stealing a little rebound. 66 gets rewarded for it for stealing.
Gets rewarded. Good job, Super Mario.
Love it. Okay. You want to do another one from you here?
Sure. So what do we got here? Okay, so this is, again, the point of the last clip was, you can play it back for a sec. The point of the last clip was showing that our D have the green light to go pinch and that they trust the center. He's right there.
Yep.
What's cool about this clip is these kids have been coached so well that on that forecheck, if you go back just a few frames there, we've got three forwards deep. I don't know if you can see it from that angle.
All three. Take a picture.
For a 9-year-old to know the difference, this is the right defenseman up at the point there. To know the difference between green light, you always have the green light to pinch on the boards. To know
this
the
player
difference.
Played conservative? Is that what you're pointing out?
That's what I'm pointing out, is he knows the difference between, I know my centerman was supposed to be somewhere, he's not. So he plays conservative. He doesn't pinch down the wall. That's pretty awesome at this age for them to know the difference. So the coaches have done a great job.
High IQ play. Or good coaching. Not so much high IQ. What do I
go
got
hand
here?
in hand?
This is actually an incredible face-off sequence, and it's how we play a loss in the offensive zone. Again, plays off cycle position. So number one, we need our wingers on their toes off the face-off. So both wingers are coming in. When we have the loss, both of our wingers are going in to contest the puck and put pressure.
Animals.
But what's key is the center has to hold back. If the center jumps past and they go and make a strong side play, we're toast. We have three deep. They probably have a bit of a play that their winger's jumping through and trying to play that quick strong side play. So our center's holding here. So when we end up pressuring, we steal the puck. We've now gone back to our net front position, which is like our cycle. Our centerman that held off is wide open. So now we can get that quick catch and release. We have our net front positioning, and we actually create a scoring chance off a face-off loss.
Incredible.
So I really like that sequence. And again, like as soon as we win our puck battle, to have our net front, our perimeter player, our high slot guy, really good positioning. Like we were trying to teach at the start of your training camp.
Mm-hmm.
But this is dialed in for positioning off face-off, which is a little bit different than, forechecking and getting into those positions. Great job
Right.
from this line.
Right. It's a bit easier off the face-off, but still, I mean,
Well,
huge part of coaching. Take advantage of those few moments where it's a football game and you can use strategy off the jump.
yep, and there were actually some games where off the face-off losses, we were just kind of having three guys skate past their man and go and get it. So this was actually a nice adjustment
Nice.
and very well done. Sometimes it can be trickier off the face-offs, is what I was kind of getting at before.
We're only showing the good stuff, of course.
We're only showing the good stuff. So both of us, here, let me maybe throw up one more clip here. We'll go over that clip in a minute, but
Yep.
both of us were in the Marlies tournament.
Mm-hmm.
How are you guys feeling about the Marlies tournament?
We're
talking about positives.
Now
we're gonna bring up this.
You know what, man? I hate to be that guy. I also love to be that guy because we did make it further than your team. We're feeling good. We are feeling good. We're very proud to have made it as far as we did and to have played the winning team of the tournament, which is a positive for you guys as well because you've beat that team, the Junior Canadians.
Yeah,
we played them
JRC.
in the first
round robin. Yeah,
and we lost by 1 in a close game. So that was a great performance to see that team ended up winning the whole thing.
Yeah, and
and when we made it to the semifinals, it was a hard battle, won in overtime in the quarters. And the semi we lost 2-1. So it's a great battle. All around, everyone was very happy and proud about this tournament.
Nice, love it.
Yeah.
When I was prepping for the tournament, I watched Mighty Ducks, taking notes on Coach Bombay, but then I couldn't help but notice the Hawks coach. I think it was Coach Riley.
Mm-hmm.
And his main chant is win, 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 and then the next one is it ain't worth winning if you can't win big. So I went in with that mindset.
I love it.
Maybe I shouldn't have watched the Mighty Ducks. So yeah, big disappointment. But the boys showed well in what we were talking about at training camp.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to have relentless pressure. I think every game we demonstrated that we can pressure pucks and create a lot of offensive zone time from good positioning, like we were talking about, being in the middle of the ice. And one game elimination hockey, things can not go your way. Unfortunately, we made some mistakes, coughed up some easy goals in the third period of elimination game, and boom, your weekend's over.
Well, who beat you guys? The Marlies?
Yeah, we lost the Marlies, and
they went to the finals, didn't they?
They played JRC in the semis.
Oh, so they lost. Okay.
They would have lost in the semis to JRC, and good for them. They're a strong team.
Yep.
And JRC,
great tournament. Great to see
a lot of good
hockey players.
A lot of good teams in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, love it. With that being said, anything that you wish you had prepared for different to maybe help squeak into the finals or even win the tournament?
I think our team could have produced a little more offense against the tougher teams. So I mean, I want to say that getting some of the stuff that you're talking about is kind of right up our alley. Some offensive zone, bingo dabber cycling, just a little more awareness of what we're trying to do in the offensive zone. Because of course, at this age, a good player gets the puck, they score off the rush or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But it'd be nice to have a little more. We're probably going to start focusing a little more on kind of our plans in the offensive zone, like ideally how we want it to, what we're looking for. And other than that, no, everyone played dynamite. I mean, even that was a stretch. My comment about us needing more offense. Everyone played great. There's not much
Yeah.
else we could have done to prepare the team.
Yeah. I think one thing that stood out was power play for us.
Mm-hmm.
We have a lot of talented players, and to just not see a calm setup really ever in the tournament, and we ended up having some opportunities. We had opportunities in the quarterfinal game. That's kind of something we've been focusing on since the tournament is trying to get that organized because we're too strong of a team to kind of be panicking with the puck in a man advantage situation. And that can be the difference in a one game elimination to just capitalize on a third period power play and boom,
Sure.
you're on to the next round. So that was something we've been focusing on going forward. We have done a lot of line rush work, and that is something I want to see more of in our games because we look so dialed in practice with it. The last clip I have here is a sick line rush. I'd love to show it.
Let's see it. That is unreal.
So
That is good.
So number one, I wonder, am I able to zoom in here? Yeah.
The net drive is phenomenal. The
But
pull up
number one,
phenomenal.
we've really got right here and right here. If there's the top 5 flow in U10 hockey,
Yeah.
I think we've got 2 of the top 5 right here. As you can just see the locks, just look at those.
Looking like Modano's jersey in the wind.
100%. At the same time, let's not zoom out too far here. Like you commented, this is our right winger, but we've talked about if you are that second player over the blue line, you are driving to the strong side of the ice. Really great play by Six to pull up, slam on the brakes, and now let this triangle come together. Would be great if our trailing forward could just drift into this soft ice a bit. But overall, great to see our net drive guy get rewarded into a good scoring chance and pulling up off the rush, having that middle lane driver, our weak side guy is creating a bit of a triangle. But again, I think if our trailing forward could drift a little bit more to the right,
sure.
Little bit more soft ice over there to maybe catch a pass, or what kind of ends up happening is being on that back door for the rebound.
What team are you playing against here?
That's Quinty. That was an exhibition game.
They had a good little back check effort there.
They have fast players for sure.
Yeah,
Plenty
they're
of
hustling
fast,
back.
plenty of fast, strong athletes on that team.
Good.
Yeah. Anyhow, love to see more reps with this type of intention on the middle lane drive and more chances as a team off the rush. We've had lots of goals with beating guys one-on-one and scoring, and lots of goals from ozone pressure. But would love to see some more clean rushes like this example here.
Yeah, us too, for sure. And power play is a good point. We could have tightened up on power play.
Yeah.
But overall, we did really well in the tournament. We were I'm not sure what else we would have done to prepare. It's impossible. The first tournament it's so hard to get everything the way you want it before that first tournament. So
yeah,
I
guess
think it
something
went
that's
really
a little
well.
bit different between skills and hockey coaching is, a skills practice, you can be focusing on a detail relatively small and you focus on it, you see improvements, there's a good understanding. But when it does come to strategizing with your team, using your practice time wisely, it's hard to cover everything. It's hard to dial in all your face-off plays. It's hard to dial in all your special teams. It's there's stuff that gets left out. There's just not enough hours on the ice, and you got to show up and do your best to quick one-liner and have your boys execute.
100%. I think rightfully so, by the way, that the systems get a little bit lost in the focus of U10 practice.
Yeah.
I think if you get your team on board with that clip you had of fastest player in the world back check stick lift there.
Mm-hmm.
You do a practice on the angling and the stick position and the tenacity and stick lift, whatever, all that kind of stuff. Look how that translates.
Yeah,
A bunch of X's and O's sometimes isn't it really isn't the number one priority at this age. It's just not. You can improve your team with their skating, their puck control, their shooting, their passing, their off the puck like angling, all that sort of stuff. How you forecheck, how you play a one-on-one can. I think there's so much more potential value, quicker return on your investment with that than there is focusing on the system. So rightfully so, the systems get a little bit lost at this point in the year for this age.
for sure. I do like to subtly work on things where you're not so much doing long walkthroughs. You've got the majority of your team sitting and watching. You got one line going through a walkthrough. Um, I think that can take a lot of ice time, and then it's
Yep.
again not really emphasizing creativity. Where I drew up that small area game from before, and they're doing cycling positions, but you don't even really have to like stop and walk them through anything. They're just doing puck battles and getting open, and you can do other competitive drills with regroups, 3-on-2, stuff like that, where kids are playing hockey, getting in position, and they're kind of doing systems. Uh, but you're not standing there having the whole team watch you draw on the
I know.
whiteboard and go
Yep.
really slowly through a bunch of structure.
Slow
Um,
practices are tough. I get the itch
yeah,
even at the junior level coaching a practice
yeah,
where it's such a slow walkthrough and it's almost like okay they need it, but I'm still let's get some reps.
yeah,
So at U10, oh man, slow walkthrough just kills you. How can
yeah,
you keep their attention anyways, right?
yeah,
Can't walk
yeah.
through
I'm
three
just
guys slowly on a cycle and have 12 sitting out watching. See
yeah
how long that attention lasts.
thinking about my practice tonight now because we're prepping for the second tournament of the year. Um, say the weekend's practice had like second half was a good work on power play. But other than that, it was just kind of small area games, skating skills, shooting. And tonight will probably be the same thing. Half the practice will just kind of be some high tempo skills and games. And probably half the practice, maybe like 30 minutes out of an hour and a half, 45 max, will be kind of neutral zone walkthroughs.
Mm-hmm.
Something I was thinking is I just saw in the rules for the tourney elimination games is 4-on-4 OT. Give the kids some 4-on-4 at the end of practice. So again, you just kind of get some creativity, but you can put some pressure on all the kids. Like, hey, this is overtime.
Yeah.
This is going to be overtime in the tournament. 4-on-4, play hard. Who's going to score the game winner, and have everybody play a good competitive game, and at the same time have some open ice and some creativity.
I loved that triple, that four zone, four, six players in each end. You had the bingo dabbers, and they're going through the conditioning route of your expectations of the offensive zone movement with the puck, the cycle.
Mm-hmm.
That's a walkthrough. But you
Yep.
put the bingo dabbers, now there's a lot less pulling a kid aside, stopping the drill.
Mm-hmm.
You put it in four spots of the ice, you've got 12 kids going. All of a sudden, your walkthrough is looking like a bag skate. So that's pretty
Yep.
awesome. I
Yep.
really like the way you did that.
It is, especially if you're starting something new.
Hmm.
You have to kill the drill. You have to pull someone aside.
Yep.
Everything is kind of slowing down to give them something that's easy. And they've started it high tempo, everyone's sweating, and then you can kind of stop the drill and say, okay, let's add in this. Let's bring in the defenseman. Let's add the puck. Let's
Yeah.
rotate the opposite direction. Then you can kind of slow things down, explain it a bit, and keep adding some pieces and keep doing the same thing so it really sticks.
Yeah, 100%. Love it.
All right. Well, I think that's enough.
That's enough. We'll call it a day.
When's your team's next commitment?
I gotta check my schedule. Can't remember off the top of my head.
You guys have regular season next or tournament?
I believe regular season.
Huge home opener.
Yeah. How about you?
Yeah, big tournament this weekend. Home opener the following week, and team's looking dialed.
Love it.
All right. Morning.
Morning. See you, buddy.